our channel. We want to say thank you so much to everyone who entered our 500 subscriber giveaway. We're now at like over 1.5 thousand.
Yeah, and we also want to say thank you for all the comments you guys left. It was super helpful and constructive. So off of that, we're going to be giving you guys some videos that you requested and wanted to see.
Yeah, it was really nice to have like a lot of feedback on what you guys want to see, because sometimes it's hard to like know what videos to film.
Yeah.
And we're not going to announce like the name of the winner or anything. We just feel like it's kind of pointless, but we did pick a winner. She responded, and we're mailing out her gift like hopefully today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, but we've been really busy. So really quick before we start this video, we just want to say that we are going to start like our schedule, and we're going to be getting out at least 2, if not 3 videos every week, starting like next weekend. So hopefully we can have a couple this week, but like no promises. And then next weekend we will be putting out videos on a schedule. 3 videos a week. It's just that we moved back to school and it was just so hectic.
It's
like
been crazy, honestly.
I've had all this I'm in a sorority, as you guys know, and like we're about to go through rush. So we've had to practice every day. Like she moved into her apartment. We've been getting into classes. Like we haven't quite figured out exactly like when are good times for us to like hang out and film. And it's just been, we did film a few days ago and it was a hot mess.
Yeah, it's bad.
After rush is over, basically, because that's what's like really holding us back, because it's like all day, all weekend. After that's over, we will be on a schedule. So sorry for anyone who's been like sad or waiting, but I promise we will be back and going.
We'll get this into a schedule and we will make sure that we put up videos on time for you guys.
So one other thing is that a lot of people requested a Q&A video, but in order to do that we need questions. So we have our Twitter and our Instagram linked, and then also just the YouTube comments
down below.
So Twitter's a really good way because it's easy to see.
Yeah, and we always see those. So
and I know a good amount of you are following us on Twitter. If you're not, do it.
Go ahead and
we
do
tweet
that.
back. So today's video is basically what we wish we knew before we were freshmen. Like what we would have wanted ourselves to know before we started college, because there's just so much that you learn, and it's good to learn through your mistakes, but like some stuff you just wish someone would have told you.
I just wish that someone would have sat down with me and been like, hey, listen, like this is how it is, and you just need to take your time in college, and like obviously you're gonna figure things out by yourself, but it's nice to have like a little bit of advice from someone who's already gone through it. Exactly.
So here are some things that we are giving for you to know, and what we wish we would have told ourselves or had someone tell us.
Okay, so the first thing is you're gonna go out to parties and they're gonna be amazing, and you're gonna have a good time, and you're gonna meet lots of people the first week.
Like you're gonna meet so many people. You're gonna get like weird random, you're gonna wake up and be like, oh, I have like 5 numbers from
and like all these people I can hang out with. But the thing that you do have to keep in mind is as the school year progresses and you kind of start to meet your friends more in class and more
in your dorm,
on your dorm, or if you join a club that you like or something like that, that's more where you're actually gonna meet your friends. You're gonna go out, and I expected when I went to parties that I was gonna meet like people that I really liked and good friends and boys. And honestly, that's just not really the place for it. You're gonna meet like people who are out to party and not really have deep connections. Like you're not gonna have good conversations
at a party with blaring music.
Like, it's not how that works. So just don't expect too much from parties. Expect to go out with the people that you meet other places and have a good time with them. But just don't expect to, don't think in your mind that that's where you're gonna go out and meet all your
not
friends.
to say that you won't meet any, and like, you know, you might meet some guys like in frats or whatever that you like hit up when you're like going out and stuff like that, but and not to say you won't, like you definitely could, but just don't go to parties in your mind expecting that like what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go to this party and like that's where I'm gonna meet my friends. It's just not, it's not that everyone at parties is like, I mean, you're there, not to say you're a shallow person, but like at parties that's like not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about like meeting people for the night and like hanging out and like
and having a good time, but
like you don't wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I had a deep conversation with that person at a frat party. Like,
I'm gonna hit them up and hang out with them and be best friends. So that's the first thing, is you're not gonna meet your best friends at parties. So just keep that in mind and make sure that you're going out and doing other things.
Exactly.
Okay, then the second thing. So class is so important, that you go to class and you are there and you're not only physically present, but you're mentally aware of what is going on, and you're taking notes and you're being a good student. But then on the other side of that, don't beat yourself up too much if you do sleep in a couple classes or if you just are so sick and you can't go. But
don't let that let that spiral. Like this is the first time in your life that you can miss class and no one's calling your parents and saying, no one's calling your parents and saying, where are you, like why wasn't your son or daughter in class? Like no one's holding you accountable. Like if you miss, your teacher's not going to email you and say like, where were you, or this is what we did.
Yeah.
Like all
no one cares if you aren't in class.
Yeah, and if you
besides yourself.
And if you miss class without like a note or something, like if you just sleep in and you miss a pop quiz or something, you don't get to go up to your teacher and say, I'm so sorry, I was sick. Like if you don't have a doctor's note proof or some kind of like legitimate paperwork, they will be like, sucks, you missed a quiz exam. Like that's 50 points down the drain. But at the same time, like don't make that don't let that overcome you and be like so scared that you are gonna like, mess
you can't
up.
miss anything, because there are gonna be times where you're gonna be sick and you just can't go, or
you're just having a bad day. Like,
if you're having a bad day. In college though, the nice thing is you are allowed to take mental health days. If you just absolutely cannot even fathom getting out of bed and going to class, then don't go. Like take a break.
Exactly.
But just like we said, don't let that spiral out of control and think that you can miss like
all the time. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna be talking about is the fact that school, like college, is just hard. It is just hard. And we're not saying this to discourage you or like scare you, but you might be watching this and you have a 4.0 in high school. You took all AP classes. You are not going to go into college and get straight A's. I mean, you could, like, yeah, I mean, maybe you will, but you have to realize that in high school, C is average, but in high school, no one says C is average.
No,
C is bad.
Yeah, C you're not doing well in high school.
I'm not saying you should like strive for C's, but in college, a C is actually average. A B is actually above average, and an A is actually like excellent.
Yeah, like you're doing so well
excelling.
If you have an A.
And like, yeah, you should still strive for the best grades, but you need to understand that like, you might be a straight A student and you might get the first C on a test or in a class of your life, and you're gonna be so upset, but you need to realize that you're doing well.
Yeah.
Like obviously try not to get straight C's, like get some B's, get some A's, you know, do your best, but you cannot kick yourself over grades like that, because they're actually like so much better in college, like because college is harder. It's so much harder.
And the thing is, you should always give everything that you do in life 100%, but if you are still not getting the A that you want with your 100%, you can't stay up late. You can't stay up every night till 4 o'clock in the morning studying. You need some time to just decompress and just do your own thing. Like you cannot let school control your whole life. That's obviously why you're there, and that's obviously something that you do need to work hard for. You're not there to just
like it
make
is
friends.
A priority, but
no one can just go to school every day, come home, do more schoolwork, and go to bed. Like you need to have a life outside of that, and you need to make sure that you keep that in mind, is that I'm giving this class 100% and I'm still not getting the A. Like you just need to understand that that's just kind of part of it. College is hard. They expect a lot out of you. And also, if it is too hard, you might need to take a step back and consider like, wow, I'm giving this everything that I have and I'm still not doing well. Like, is this the right path for me? So that's another thing that you always need to keep in the back of your mind, is you're allowed to change your mind in college. You don't have to stay on the path that you've been thinking of since you were in high school.
Exactly.
Your interests change when you're in college, and your opinions
and you actually realize like what you're good at. Like in high school, there's a limited options of like classes you can take. Like you can choose between, do I want to take astronomy or like earth sciences, or like you can choose like vaguely, but you really can't choose that much. Like you're required to take basically the same things. But in college, like if you're giving something your all and you're not getting the results you want, then literally like you don't have to do it.
That's when it's time to rethink and think, wow, I hate this, I'm not happy, it's too hard. That might be time to change your major or think about doing something else, or maybe even something small, like get yourself a tutor and meet with a group, or figure out what you're doing wrong.
And there are so many resources in college that like you're never alone in your grades. Like there are so many people, and it's not as it seems scary, but like you can literally go to anybody. You can go to a teacher, you can go to like classmates,
you can talk to the person sitting next to you and be like, do you understand this? And if they're like yes, then be like, great, would you want to sometimes study together?
And people in college are so much more down. Like that doesn't matter if you don't know them. It doesn't matter if you're nothing alike. It's not like high school where you have your friends and you would never talk to that person, or that person would never talk to you. Like no one cares. No one knows who you are.
No one cares.
You're in a class of 300 people. Whoever's sitting next to you, they get it. Okay, you're my study buddy.
Like let's go study. So.
And like honestly, it's just college is a really big time of like self-reflection. And like even though you know you feel like you have a path in college and you have to get this degree or that degree, I feel like college is a time where like you are your own person, and it's like the best time to just self-reflect and be like, you know what, this isn't for me. Like in high school, it's so scary to be like, well, I don't want to take that AP class, mom, or like I don't want to apply I don't want to, like, you know, like you feel like you have to do what your parents want you to do, or what your like neighborhood like holds the standards. But in college, like if you don't want to do that crazy thing and you want to go do something that's like considered not hard and you think it's like what you want to do, it's
right
your
now
life.
You're majoring in engineering and you're like, wow, I really want to be an art major. Like
do it.
Be an art major. Like do it.
It's literally your life.
Like try and fail. Just keep trying though.
And you can change it 50 times. I literally know people who have changed their majors by their senior year, like actually legitimately 10 times.
Yeah.
There's no penalty for changing. Like, yeah, you might have to
be,
do a
like,
couple
behind,
extra classes, but yeah.
It's worth it if you're happy in the end. What I learned from working a job over the summer is I never ever in my life want to work a job that I'm not happy waking up and going to every day.
That's your whole life.
It's your life, and you should be happy with whatever you're doing.
Exactly. So
if it's too hard and you're killing yourself, time to reconsider your options.
Exactly. And on the other hand, if you are like trying so hard and you can't do it, but in your heart you're like, this is for me, then don't give up.
Stick to it.
Like use your resources. There are so many free tutoring things. You can pay a tutor. There's like groups. There are advisors who will literally sit down with you and make a plan with you. Like, there is a way. So
so if you love what you're doing, keep sticking to it, and don't let like a B or a C or a D like make you not want to do what you love.
I'm still in my major because I'm like trying, because I feel like it's what I've wanted to do, and like maybe I'll end up switching after this year, but I'm gonna give it another go. But like trust me, you can't do worse than I did. You can only a few people probably can do worse than I did. Like, there is no lower. There's like a couple notches, that's it. Like, I did so horribly bad, but I'm not giving up because I'm gonna give it one more year of a go, and after that I'll be like, maybe it's not for me, but I'm not gonna give up yet. Like, why would I'm not a quitter. Okay. Anyway.
And then kind of feeding off of that into our next little topic thing that we have is, this is your time to be selfish. So this is your time to do what you want, to talk to the people who you want, to be friends with who you want, and you shouldn't have to be worried about anyone else but yourself.
It's so true.
So if you have a boyfriend and he is absolutely awful and you don't want to be with him, but you have been together for a while, like, no, that's your time.
Like, don't waste a second of your college years.
Don't waste it on awful people you don't like.
And it's so different than high school. Like, in high school, everyone like knows each other. I mean, maybe not if you go to a big school, but like everyone knows each other. You like,
and it's hard to get away from people
your parents know each other. Yeah, like people gossip. Like, you feel like you can't like leave a friend without being dramatic. But in college, like, if you do not 100% enjoy the time that you spend with someone, then literally don't spend time with them anymore.
Just cut it off. There doesn't have to be
valuable time that you're wasting.
And there doesn't need to be some big talk like, oh,
doesn't need to be a reason. Not happy.
Just be like, you know what? You're not a good friend to me. You're not a good boyfriend. You're not a good girlfriend. I'm gonna go and do my own thing, and I'm gonna figure out what makes me happy.
Drift.
Just drift away.
Like, I
you
know
don't
it
have to
sounds
have
kind
a big
of
talk
mean,
about
but
it.
like, they are gonna find their place too, just as you're gonna find your place. Like, I cannot stress enough that every second of your life, but especially like college, is so valuable. Like, you will never get a second of it back.
No.
Do not waste it pleasing other people. Like, obviously when we say be selfish, like, you know, you still have to be a good person, like be there for your friends, but like in general, be selfish. Like, do what you want to do.
Do what makes you happy. And that's what everyone should be doing. Everyone should be making themselves happy. And if what makes you happy is being with this person or that person or helping others, then that's fantastic and you should keep doing it. But if you're not happy with certain people and you don't want to be friends with them, don't be friends with them.
Exactly. Like, just do not.
It's like that easy, honestly.
And don't get trapped into like feeling guilty because you like stop being friends with someone. Like, they have their place in the world and they will find it. Like, it's not your job
to make sure that they find their place. That's your job. And even I've heard this before, in your 20s, they're your selfish years. You're supposed to be selfish and you're supposed to find
figuring out your life.
Passion. So don't let anyone else mess that up.
You're only in college once. Like, do not waste a second.
Yeah.
You do you, boo-boo.
You do you. Okay, so our very last point that we have is kind of a little bit of a downer, but there's a good chance that going to college, it's overwhelming. Like, there's a lot to take in. There's a lot of people that you're gonna meet. Not everything's gonna work out for you, and there's a very good chance that you're gonna be sad at some points in time, and you're not at home with your mom, and you're not with your close best friends.
Like, you might not be with your best friend. Yeah.
And you just have to understand that that's completely normal. Everyone goes through it, and it's just kind of part of finding who you are and your place in the world.
And like, even if you in general are having like the best time of your life, you're so happy, I feel like almost everyone goes through those moments. Like, maybe it'll only be like a moment, maybe it'll last a little while, where you're gonna sit down and be like, what am I doing? Like, do I belong here? Like
I'm not happy. I don't know if this is
like
right.
Yeah, like, even if you are actually truly happy, you're gonna have doubts because like, this is such a change for you. Like, this is a completely life-altering thing.
It's like nothing you've ever experienced before, and it's like nothing you'll ever will experience again.
Exactly.
So there's gonna be hard times. Obviously, your first time out on your own in the world, it's scary. And honestly though, if it's not scary, you might not be doing something right, because like, this is supposed to be scary.
Like honestly, if you're, I mean, this isn't for everyone. Like some people are just really like comfortable, outgoing, like good at adjusting, but for a big majority of people, if you're not scared at some point, then you're not doing enough. Like you need to be
you're not putting yourself out there enough if you aren't scared, like
at some point,
at least a couple times in a week.
But that's okay, that's good. Like what, like if you're not taking risk, if you're not putting yourself out there and like getting let down or failing or getting scared, then like what are you doing? You're doing like nothing productive. Like do stuff that you haven't tried, like, and it's okay to be sad. It's okay
to be sad, it's okay to be scared. That's
okay to have doubts, like,
and then when that does happen, if it does to you, just remember that I'm sure there's somebody who you can talk to. If you don't have a direct support system, like a friend or your parents or something that you feel comfortable talking to, the school provides services for this exact reason.
It's not like high school,
it's not weird
where
to go
it's like
to.
In high school, it's like if you have to go to talk to the counselor, like it's just
like,
weird. But here, like
that.
people who are completely like mentally healthy, like totally cool, like happy people, still sometimes just like, you just want to go talk to someone.
Like I just need someone to talk to, and maybe you don't want to talk to people who are close to you, and you want an outside opinion, so that's great for that.
And college is so much different, because it's not like if you, I mean, obviously certain things like can't be confidential by law, but like a lot of stuff in high school, they have to like take it so differently. They have to take it really seriously. They have to like let your teachers know you're having a hard time and like call your parents. Like no, you can just go literally vent to someone and they'll just like listen and like help you come up with like a game plan, or like point you towards an advisor for your classes if that's what's stressing you out, and then you just go and you never have to see them again, and they don't call your parents.
Like it's not a big deal. Just go. If you feel like you need to go talk to somebody, you don't have someone in your life, go talk to somebody who the school is going to provide for you.
Exactly.
Like you're paying to be there, and that's one of the things you're paying for, so you might as well take advantage of it.
Exactly. And like do things for you when you're sad. Like if you're upset and like all your friends are going out, like go to the rec center and take a swim. Like go for a walk in a not sketchy area though. Don't go walking alone in the city, but
pretty much.
Like go to the gas station and get a candy bar and like eat a candy bar and call your mom, or you know, whoever. Like just do things for you, and like just, it's okay to be sad. Just because you're sad or you're doubting things does not mean that like you're not doing things right.
Or that you're not in the right place. Like college is scary. I've definitely like thought about it a couple times.
Same.
Like, wow, like is this right for me? Like this is hard, and I'm scared, and I want to go home to my mom. And what am I doing? You just gotta push through, because honestly I had those thoughts a couple times freshman year, and here I am sophomore year, and I'm so happy, and I have an apartment, and I have great friends, and I have Emily, and we have a YouTube, and everything is working out okay. So you just gotta keep doing you, and you'll figure it out.
That is like the moral of this. You do you, boo boo.
Yeah, and we'll figure it out, we promise. Because there's a couple times we thought we weren't gonna make it, and
the end of last year we were like thinking about starting our YouTube, but we hadn't really started it yet, and we were like about to move out of our dorm, and we literally like had a 3-hour conversation about how we like legitimately think we shouldn't go back to school.
Yeah, we had like a legit sit down talk. Like I don't think I can do this again. I don't think that I want to come back to school. Or I need to change my major. Or I do need to do something. And we honestly like had a huge conversation about like I'm dropping like a serious
we literally were like making plans to,
like I called my mom and I was like, I don't think I'm coming back.
I told my parents, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
So
and then now it's like I don't know why I
can't even imagine not being back in college. So just always remember that even me
and also,
had those ideas. Like we're not perfect.
And honestly, everything we're saying has like two ends. Like there is, though, we do have to say that like there might be people who actually those doubts really are like more on the forefront, and that's another thing is like if you find out that college really isn't for you, like you don't have to go to college.
But like that's like if you really like you need to, that's the kind of decision that you need to think about for like a full semester kind of thing.
Or year,
like, and one little bonus point, if you're thinking about dropping out after first semester, don't. I know so many people who dropped out after first semester and transferred, and
you have to give it a full year.
You need to give it a full year. You need to give it a full 100% shot, full year, and then decide.
Give it a full try and stay a full year, or else you just won't know, you know, like you just have to give it a full year to try it out.
Those are basically all of our little tips. If you like this video, we might have a couple more that we can come up with for you, but we really do hope that you have an amazing first year, freshman year in college, which you will. Just don't doubt yourself, and you got this, and we hope you enjoyed this video.
Love you.
Love you. Please share, maybe subscribe,
and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Oh, I swear